extremely interesting. There were so many twists and turns, and I kinda never knew what to expect next. The plot points surrounding Bear's cat was absolutely disturbing, and the way that there's a full circle moment surrounding the cat, from the beginning of the film with the death of the cat to the end of the film with the death of Bear. I thought that was a really creative way of carrying the plot throughout the film. At first, I was taken aback. I was like, really? They have to have a dead cat in the film? Like, why? That's so sad. But obviously, it's a horror film, and it's supposed to make you feel all these uncomfortable emotions, and it definitely succeeds at that. I would say the biggest piece of enjoyment for me came from the creative writing. There was a lot of depth in the storyline and in the dialogue. Some of the most notable examples of this for me were the two monologues that Nikki gives at different points in the film. These were both deeply disturbing and sort of twisted my brain in terms of how abstract and creative they were. And I wanted to actually take the opportunity to read these monologues to you, because while they definitely are disturbing, they showcase just the amazing creative writing that brought us this film. The first monologue that's given by Nikki is at the party, when she reads an excerpt from what she says is a book that she's working on, and that monologue goes as follows. The air was charged by the distant call of a night bird. His face was obscured, but I knew he was looking at my chest, each side stretching recently matured to different sizes. Hansel, come lie with me, like the old woman taught us when we were children, I said. He closed the door and leaned against it. You're not my wife, Gretel, he said. I'm more than your wife. I'm your sister. Hansel flinched and reached for the door handle. I knew he would not leave this place. He would relent and choose to be inside me like he had many nights before. If not, I would have filleted his meaty forearm, rolled it like a stick of licorice, and inserted consciously not in love with him, but was forced to act like she was essentially locked in a conscious state of torture. And this is